Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss Cbse class 9 marks chapter 1 number system. We are going to discuss the 10th part of the videos in this series. So here in the previous videos we saw about the irrational numbers. We saw the examples related to exercise 1.2. So now we are going to see exercise 1.2, the first question. So what does the first question talk about? State whether the following statements are true or false. Justify your answers. Every irrational number is a real number. So you would have learnt about natural numbers and then whole numbers and then integers. Okay, and then we learned that all these three come under the rational numbers. Okay, so and then we have something called irrational number, which is an entirely a different concept, a number which is not rational. Okay, now we are going to come across something called real numbers. So before we get into the actual solution of these three questions, we will first learn what a real number is. Okay, so that is our first agenda. So what about the second question? Every point of the number line is of the form root m, where m is a natural number. Third question is every real number is an irrational number. So now you have to know about what is a real number. So this exact concept of the real number is also there in the 7th part, where I have given it in the description also, because you will be learning the entire real numbers concept again in your 10th standard. Okay, so even that link is there in video 7. So even in this I will be giving you that link in the description also. Now we'll learn what real numbers are. So whatever numbers we have, so for example, now we are learning about rational numbers and irrational numbers. So if we have a square root of 4, we can say that it is going to be plus or minus 2. Why? Because the square of plus 2 will also be 4. The square of minus 2 will also be 4. But if I need to find out the square root of a negative number, then it is not possible. In that case, you will say that it is not real. It is not real, or you will use the word imaginary. You use the word imaginary. So if you have a negative number inside a square root, then you call it to be imaginary numbers or numbers which are not real. So you should now remember that what is a real number. A real number is comprises of both. So if you have real numbers, you can say that they have both the rational numbers and the irrational numbers. Okay, so all these come under the concept of real numbers. So if it is not a real number, it means that you have a negative value inside a square root. Okay, so this is the concept of the real numbers. Now we can get into the questions and we can state if they are going to be true or false and how. So now look at the first question. Every irrational number is a real number. Yes, obviously, just now we learned that. Okay, because under real numbers only we learned that you have both rational number and you have irrational number also. So every irrational number is a real number is what? It is going to be true. So this is our answer for the first question. Now let's get into the second question. Every point on the number line is of the form root m, where m is a natural number. So they are saying that m is a natural number. That means if it is going to be a natural number, it will start from 1, 2, 3 and so on. But they are telling that m is a natural number. So what will happen to root m? Root m will be in the number line. So we all know that when we learned about natural numbers do not have any decimals. Okay, so decimals cannot come under the natural numbers. But if you are going to say that it's going to be natural number, okay, m is a natural number. So square root of 4 can be 2. Yes, it lies on the number line. But what about the square root of 2? Square root of 2 will be a decimal number because it is an irrational number. So the value is going to be 1.414. This is not a natural number. This is not a natural number. Similarly, if you are going to take any number on the negative number on the number line also, you can say that it is not going to be a real number, where again you cannot plot it on a number line. Okay. So in that case, you can say that every point on a number line, if it is going to be of the form root m, then you cannot say m is of the natural number. So this statement is going to be false. This statement is going to be false. For simple understanding, take these two cases. You do not have 1.414 to be a natural number, but it might lie on the number line. Okay, but if you are going to take it to be negative, it will not lie on the number line because it is going to be an imaginary number, as we discussed in the beginning of this video. Is it clear, children? Have you understood the second one? Now can we get into the third question? So now look at the third question. Every real number is an irrational number. No, we already learned that under real number you have both rational number and irrational number. So you cannot say that every real number is going to be irrational, because you also have this rational number. Therefore, even for this, the answer is going to be false. Is it clear, children? Yes. So be very careful when you are answering these kind of questions so that you don't make any mistakes. Okay. So now we've learned a new concept of real numbers also in this video. So under real numbers, we have all the numbers which we learned, which that is whatever you are learning in your 9th, 10th and whatever you learned till now, all the numbers are real numbers. Regarding the imaginary numbers or the numbers that are not real, you will come across when you go to your higher classes. Okay. So in the next video, we will discuss the second question, children. Okay. Thank you, children.